Hello and welcome to studying Introduction to General Linguistics. I'm Sajivani Priyangika Vendakun. Topic 2. Sounds of Language. Learning Outcomes. Describe the application of phonetics and phonology. Explain how speech sounds are produced. Identify the phenomena of a language. Discuss the difference between phonetics and phonology. Transcribe words using the International Phonetic Alphabet, IPA. Introduction. This topic introduces you to the study of speech sounds and speech patterns in language. Application of phonetics and phonology. A good knowledge of phonetics and phonology is needed by clinical speech and language therapists when they diagnose children with language delay and learning difficulties. Special need teachers who are involved in teaching children with language delay also need to have good understanding of phonetics and phonology. Phonetics. Phonetics is the study of speech sounds. There are 3 subfields with phonetics. Articulatory phonetics focuses on the production of speech sounds. In order to understand how speech sounds are produced, we will need to know the vocal tract and the function of special vocal organs. We also need to know about the airstream mechanism and how the airstream is modulated in the vocal tract to produce different types of speech sounds. Acoustic phonetics focuses on understanding the physical properties of speech sounds. The most basic physical properties that are often used to describe speech sounds include frequency, during, and intensity. Acoustic analysis of speech sounds is done with the help of a computer. Auditory phonetics focuses on the way in which speech sounds are perceived by the ear and the mind. Among the questions addressed in the auditory phonetics is whether all physical properties of particular speech sounds are given equal emphasis. The vocal tract. The production of speech sounds involves in 2 important elements. The first element is airstream mechanism, while the second is the speech organs and how they modify the airstream. The articulation or speech organ involved in producing speech sounds are shown. They can be organized into 3 major streams. The respiratory system, the phonatory system in the larynx voice box. The articulatory system, each subsystem plays a different role in the production of speech sounds. The vocal tract. Nose, upper lip, lower lip, upper teeth, alveolar ridge, hard palate, soft palate velum, pharynx, tongue, lower teeth, larynx. Types of speech sounds. Speech sound can be classified based on the way they are produced. Consonants are speech sounds that are produced with some obstructions to the airstream in the oral cavity. Vowels are speech sounds that are produced with no obstructions in the oral cavity. 2 types of speeches in further details as follows. Consonants. Consonants can be described based on where the obstruction is made, place of articulation, and the manner of obstructions to the airstream, manner of articulation. Some consonants are produced with vibration of the vocal cords, voice, while others are not. Consonant in standard British English. Received pronunciation. Place of articulation. Spend few seconds to read this. Vowels. Vowels are described based on the position of the tongue, the configuration of the lips, how the mouth is open, and whether or not the airstream escapes through the nasal cavity. The vowels are produced with the tongue in a relatively steady state throughout the articulation, and we call these types of vowels monophthongs. However, some vowels are produced with change in the state or the position of the tongue. We call all these vowels diphthongs. Try saying the words soy and so and pay attention to the vowels in these words. In articulation, the word soy, you will start with your lips round and end with your lips stretched. Due to the change in the lips shape, you may not notice the shift in your tongue position. Now try saying the same word again, but this time with a smile. You will notice your tongue is stretching to the front. Shift be saying the words soy and so. And you will notice the difference in the tongue between the articulation of what we call diphthongs and monophthongs. Monophthongs in standard British English receive pronunciations. Spend few seconds to read this. Diphthongs in 3 varieties of English. Phonology. Phonology is the study of speech patterns in specific language. Every language will have a specific way of organizing the speech sounds in the language. Each language will determine which speech sounds of phones are linguistically relevant to the language. What it is means in that different language will choose different phones used to encode meaning of words in the lexicon or mental dictionary. Phonemes and allophones. In English, the difference between phones P and B matters because we use it to contrast meaning in words like pin and bin. Similarly, between E and E, important as we use the difference to encode difference in meaning between beat and bit. When we find pairs of words that differ only in one pair of sound that occurs in the same position in the word, minimal pairs, we have found the phonemes that matter in the language. Phonemes are the units of sound that can be used to encode contrasting in meaning. Distribution of phonemes and phonotactics. Phonotactics is part of phonology, the speech pattern of specific language. Language can differ in how the phonemes are distributed in the language, and we can see the pattern. We pay attention to distribution of individual phonemes or sequence of phonemes. Syllable structure. Another way we look at how different phonology may differ is to look at the types of syllables that are permissible in a particular language. What are syllables? Syllables are sequence of phonemes. In English, the smallest syllable is a single vowel. We can also form syllables with the combination of one consonant and one vowel. Prosody. Prosody refers to the melody of a language. Prosody includes a stress pattern, rhythm, and intonation. Some languages have predictable stress pattern which produce a predictable rhythm melody of speech. Phonetic transcription. You can now transcribe how a word is pronounced using the International Phonetic Alphabet and find the pronunciation of a new word in the dictionary. To get further information about this lesson, please refer topic 2. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Thank you so much.